Double like if you like this video now.
It's a double
And
like.
subscribe now.
Yo. All right, what is good, y'all? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Radio Moss podcast. I am a little bit pressed on time, but I'm going to make sure that I get this video to you guys because I really, really want to talk about this album. And I also want to remain consistent with these and make sure I'm giving you guys two of these every single week. An album review and a ranking video every single week. I want that to remain consistent on the same days. So this is going to be coming out later on Tuesday because of some technical difficulties and some setbacks that I had. But it is still going to be out Tuesday. So I'm going to make sure that I get the reviews out every Tuesday. We get the rankings out every Friday. I'm going to make sure that we stay consistent with that, guys. No matter how difficult, we're going to make sure that it happens. So I'm super excited. Today is technically the first off the press. The last album review we did was Off the Wall, GNX, Kendrick Lamar. This is going to be off the press. So off the press, for those of you who don't know, this is the album reviews that are new, fresh, just dropped. We want to talk about brand new releases. We're going to do it off the press. So for today's episode is going to be Let God Sort Them Out, Clipse, PushaT, and Malice back together, which I think is just absolutely awesome. I think when Malice gave himself to God, I don't think we really saw him coming back and doing a full album with Pusha as Clipse again. So the fact that that's occurring is just really, really, really exciting, man. Like, I was stoked to hear that this album was going to be a thing even before I actually heard the album. But beyond just being excited about Clipse reuniting, let's talk about the music itself. Once again, I forgot to do plugs, but I guess that's how it is around here. Let's just get into the album. We'll do all the plugs at the end of the video. So this album does not overstay its welcome. Only 41 minutes, 13 tracks. Pretty standard album length, and I think it really makes a lot of these songs hit really hard. You know, when you take this long of a hiatus as Clipse, you probably have a lot of songs built up. To be able to trim it down to a standard album length, I think really just helps these songs hit closer to home for the listener, or for the listener to retain their message, or just retain their nuances and just different aspects of the songs, rather than if they just took, all of their best shit and just put out a 22 track double album. I like that despite all this time that they've had to work on this, they still narrowed it down and they still made sure we're picking the best of the best. And I think they did a phenomenal job. This album is awesome, bro. So let's just get in track by track. Birds Don't Sing. By the way, if you guys want to see my first reaction of this album, head on over to my Patreon. I did a TikTok live where I reacted to this album for the first time. So if you guys want to see my initial first reaction, head over to my Patreon and you can get that live replay over there. But anyway, let's get into it, man. Birds Don't Sing, the opening track with John Legend and Voices of Fire. And I did not. If you go watch that first listen, you'll realize that I did not expect them to come out of the gate with something this heavy. The subject matter of this song about losing their parents and what their parents had taught them, and why they're so grateful for them. It's essentially just an ode to their parents and their gratefulness for their parents. And it's really heavy. It's a very heavy song to come out the gate with on a Clipse album. I really was kind of expecting just straight bar up. I obviously you expect the coke rap. I mean that's a given when it comes to Clipse. I did not expect something this heavy subject matter wise or thematically to open the album. Definitely caught me off guard. One of my personal favorite songs though, I loved Malice's verse on this song. It was so good to hear Malice again, bro. Like my first time listening to this album, it was just nostalgia hitting me really hard, and I felt so grateful that they reunited for this. And I loved how Malice was rapping. He showed that he didn't lose a step. He's still rapping just as good as he was, and I loved it, man. I loved that this was the song to open it. I think it tempered expectations. I think it created something that was very like grounding and engaging from the moment that you turn the album on, because it's not what you expected. And I really love that they opened the album with this track. I think this track would be great in any spot on the album, but I think having it be the opener was the perfect move, and I absolutely love it as the intro here. So, getting past Birds Don't Sing, moving to Chains and Whips. Bro, again, you go watch my first reaction to this album. Those first 5 songs had me tapping out, bro. Like I could not handle like my excitement and just how much I was enjoying the music for the whole album, obviously, but that first listen, bro, those first 5 were just fucking me up. I was like, this shit. I think I was asking like Abe Shaw in the chat and like a bunch of other people in the chat. I was like, yo, is this their best album, bro? Because it is trending that way. Like off these first 5 tracks, I really felt like, damn, this is trending to be like one of their best, if not their best. I was so impressed with how they came in on this album and the run that this album started with. But Chains and Whips, Pusha and Malice were phenomenal on this song. I absolutely love the instrumental. I absolutely love the motif that occurs throughout the album with that vocal sample that says, "This is culturally inappropriate." I love motifs like that throughout albums. I feel like they just really do a good job of helping to create the world. And look, as incredible as Pusha and Malice is on this song, obviously we know who stole the show. I mean, Kendrick, bro, that gen scheme that he went into is just nuts. And the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I just shake my fucking head at it. Kendrick is kind of reached this point where so often when I hear him rap, I can do nothing else but shake my head because I'm just in disbelief. Like, how are you not only reaching this level, but how are you then maintaining this level at a consistent basis? Whether it's your own music, whether it's you hopping on a feature, Kendrick is just completely gotten me to a point of absolute disbelief. As somebody who does this art form myself, I just can't even. I don't want to say discouraging because it's not discouraging. I'm always gonna make music. There's nothing that could ever discourage me from rapping. But if there was gonna be one rapper that makes me think like, damn, why am I even doing this? I could never get to that level. It's Kendrick. When I listen to him, I'm just like, this is the highest bar. Like, this is, if you are going to try to be the greatest, this is your standard, and I don't even know how you reach it, man, much less maintain it. So I was absolutely blown away by Kendrick's verse, man. I was absolutely blown away by both Pusha and Malice too. I think this song in general is a 10 out of 10 song. There was nothing I would change about this song. I think the hook is super grimy and super hard hitting. Fits really well with the grimy, unorthodox, like raw instrumental. Love this song, man. I fucking love this song. Chains and Whips is it's absolutely incredible. And then they follow that up with POV. Like, they're just throwing legendary features at you. Like, Tyler's verse on POV was absurd. He had a couple of lines that really stuck out to me. I like I got deaf and blind bitches trying to see what it do. I thought that was hilarious. Something that I peeped that was kind of interesting was I'm not a tough guy, I'm a flower boy, then bees get you stung. Not everybody is going to pick up the entendre there with the bees get you stung, but seeing Tyler's attire on this new album that just came out, Don't Tap the Glass, and knowing where Tyler grew up, to me, there's a very obvious double entendre to that line. He's not just talking about bumblebees, correct? And I think that is going to go over a lot of people's heads, but that line really stuck out to me because I've never heard Tyler make a reference to affiliation like that, or make a reference to having people who are affiliated. I haven't heard Tyler say anything like that on a record before, and so that just really like caught my attention. I was like, what the hell? So, but anyway, I love that line as well. I love the whole verse, bro. Tyler's cadence, his delivery, he fucking murked it. And to give us the Kendrick feature and the Tyler feature back to back, phenomenal sequencing, man. Like that, my excitement at this time was just peaking. Like, I was just like, oh my god, that perfect way to start this album with these 3 tracks back to back to back. And as I'm gonna say it over and over again, Pusha and Malice killed their verses. Disclaimer: there's not one verse on this album that is bad. Not a single verse. I'm willing to say there is not a single verse on this album that isn't phenomenal, bro. They are lyrically on point, wordplay on point, like the metaphors. Malice was extremely impressing me on this album. I assume he's been rapping during this whole time, just not with Clipse, but he never lost it, bro. He never lost the pen, and I loved hearing him spaz like he was on here. And Pusha, we always know what Pusha's gonna do. I would never expect anything less than Pusha to give us just an incredible verse, and he does that time and time again all over this album. After POV, we get into So Be It. So Be It, man. The instrumental is so like dark. I love the what I assume is an Arabian sample. I think it just adds so much character, so much texture to the song, and the hook is golden. Like So Be It. So be it. That hook is golden in the way that Pusha sets it up with the verses. And something that I take notice of on this album is that Pusha is not playing with these industry people, bro. And Malice isn't either. They are calling out industry people, not by name, but pretty clearly, and they are making some statements and some claims against the industry and against certain people in the industry that are just no sugarcoating, no holding back. Like this feels so in line with what we got last year with just Kendrick calling out the industry and GNX and its take of opposition against the industry. This album fits right in line with that. Like Pusha and Malice are just aligning themselves right in there with Kendrick and just taking the stance of like, we don't fuck with the industry. There's weird shit that the industry be doing. Like there is very bad shit that these people have been involved in or taken part in, and we want no parts of it, and we have no qualms about fucking exposing it if you guys are going to continue to be on some weird shit, and especially if you're going to step on our toes. I think what caused Pusha to really go in on Travis on the third verse on this song was once Travis was stepping on Pusha's toes, Pusha was like, I got shit I can say, and you know me, I'm not scared to say it, and I love that, bro. I love that energy. There is a part of me that's like, damn, if this fucked up shit is going on, you low key should have been telling us, you know, without it, without it being a part of a rap beef. Like a rap beef shouldn't have to start, or subliminals shouldn't have to start being thrown for you to start giving us information about these terrible things that people are doing. But I mean, at the same time, he's still telling us, and he could take the approach of not doing that at all, and it still takes balls to do that in the first place. So I still commend Pusha. I still want Pusha to continue doing that. But there is an element of that, not just with Pusha, but with Kendrick too. But I also understand it. I also understand why you wouldn't bring these things up until it was time to go at somebody. But yeah, man, So Be It is crazy, bro. I love this song. Again, bro, like these first 5 through Birds Don't Sing through Ace Trumpets, I still lose my mind when I listen to it. Pharrell did his thing with the production. Pusha and Malice do not disappoint on a single verse on this album. And the features are just so well placed, so perfectly catered to the songs, and absolutely do their part to enhance this project to the level that it's at. I'm blown away by this thing, man. If you guys can't tell, I fucking love this album, bro. I fucking love this album. I don't know that it is my favorite of the year. We'll have to wait till the end of the year, and where I can really think about it and really put together a full ranking video. But as of right now, this is probably in the front running for my personal favorite album to come out this year. I am in love with this thing. So after So Be It, we get to Ace Trumpets. So on Ace Trumpets, bro, some of Pusha's wordplay is so absurdly clever on that verse. Just this whole stretch right here, all right? Sins of the fathers, so I call you little Michis, it's easy. How could you and me be ever seen as peers? Can't compare, you just CC. Don't you know these clears in my ears? Only VVs play musical chairs. Fred Astaire through these GTs. Too much wear and tear on my bitch, she couldn't please me. White glove service with the brick, I am Luigi. Sold ecstasy and disappeared, I am Houdini. Like, bro, that stretch both scheme wise with the internals, but also just the cleverness in the bars and the wordplay. And I love the sold ecstasy and disappeared, I'm Houdini. Is Pusha underrated, bro? Like, does Pusha not get the flowers he deserves? Where does he rank all time? Like, is he top 15? Is he top 10? I don't know, bro, because he sometimes just has stretches where I am mind blown by what he's doing lyrically, but he delivers it so calm and so just just cold that it's like you don't even necessarily notice the first time how fucking complex some of the shit he raps is. And then just when you sit with it, you're just like, damn, you just spit that shit so casually. Like, that shit was nasty as fuck, and you just spit that shit so casually. Like, Pusha, man, he's different, bro. He's different. I love what Malice did on this song as well. I saw somebody, it's not necessarily the case with the verse on this song, but I saw somebody saying that, like, Malice verses on this album feel like, they said this is what Malice verses feel like, and it was a picture of a gun with it was a gun, but it had like a Bible skin on it. I thought that was pretty funny, because I definitely get that on some points. On Chains and Whips, when he comes out with the John 10:10, that's my usual, and then the rest of the album is spitting coke raps. Yeah, I definitely I definitely get that feeling as well. Let's get into All Things Considered. So, All Things Considered, instrumental was really solid. Not one of my favorites. This track in general isn't one of my favorites. Again, I'll say it time and time again. I'm sorry if it gets repetitive. Pusha and Malice come correct. The verses are dope. Do I even have to keep saying it at this point? Because I'm going to say it about every verse and every song on this album. I will say, I absolutely love the line that Pusha says, no division, still snow magicians, blitzing brothers for riches like fourth and inches. But yeah, man, so All Things Considered is pretty dope. I'm not super in love with the Pharrell hook. It's cool. The instrumental is dope, not one of my favorites. And Dream, I thought was solid. I don't think Dream took away from the song, but he didn't make me love the song anymore either. For me, the best parts of All Things Considered was the verses and the instrumental. Not one of my favorites on the album, but still a track that deserved to be there. It is still a very well done track. And oh my god, bro, oh my god. So I kind of calmed down at this point in the first reaction, because All Things Considered, I wasn't as high on as everything else that came before it, so I was kind of starting to settle in now. And then they hit me with fucking Mike Tyson Blow to the Face, bro. Oh my god, that one's one of my favorites, bro. Mike Tyson Blow to the Face is one of my favorites. I love that vocal sample that hits throughout, and I love the portions where they completely break down the instrumental and it's just the vocal sample, so it's like Push and Malice like rapping a cappella with the sample coming in at the end of I think it's every bar. But oh my god, bro, everything about that song, I love the instrumental and that vocal sample. Pharrell, you killed it. And again, this goes back to Pusha is very clearly talking to somebody specific on a lot of this album. Now, it might be different people. It might not be the same person that he's talking to on all of these tracks. But for a lot of these tracks, he's talking to very specific people. When he says, no confessions, questions, we can test him. Fireworks will send a message, iridescent. Slow him down like Robitussin. If you rushing at the door when we address him, we gon' bless him. Tried to bring him, shoulda left him, learned my lesson. Poker faces, keep him guessing, no expression. To me, that set of bars up to tried to bring him, should have left him, learned my lesson, he's talking about somebody specific there, and I wish I knew exactly who it was. And no confessions, questions, we can test him. Fireworks will send a message, iridescent. I think that's him saying like the call outs and us directly speaking to you on this album hopefully should send you a message. That's what I get from that. But man, Pusha's bars are so fun to just read out loud, bro. Like, poker faces keep them guessing, no expression. Ice dressing on my chest and leave impression. What's a testarossa if you don't test him? Ain't your bitch unless you joystick undress him. My presence, your pleasure. Peasants, he's pressure. I've been knee deep, key deep. We in ZZs. Me and Lily get you fronted for the summer so easy. Like, I could read this shit all day, bro. I don't even gotta hear him rapping it. Like, that's how solid Pusha is as a lyricist, bro. I fucking love this album, bro. I fucking love this album. When the beat actually does drop in and it's not just that like acapella portion, that flow that Pusha catches with the white python, man, a low is the taste. She want Mike Tyson, blow to the face. Like, I love it. I love it, bro. Love everything about this track. I like Malice's line, took chains and touch change like King Midas. Imitation is flattery, they seem like us, but only 300 bricks can make you Leonidas. My old plug asked a new plug to reunite us. D-class in my ears, now let me see you bite it. She want Mike Tyson, blow to the face. I'm talking 96, Hove with the bass. Yeah, man, Mike Tyson, blow to the face, absolutely one of my favorite tracks on this project. After Mike Tyson, blow to the face, we get to Ibida, and This is another one that I really, really love. I really like the instrumental here and how it builds. And I really like Pusha's hook too. The went from heaters up to fevers up, bitches in the back, the seat is up. Now I'm 10 times the EBITDA. If you let the money talk, who's speaking up? I really like that hook. I also like the line where he says, my third passport, I ain't seen enough. I'm sleepwalking, y'all don't dream enough. EBITDA is another one that I think is really, really dope and I really, really enjoy. I love the mysterious nature of the instrumental too. Like a lot of the keys just really feel like they have like a little bit of like a mysticism to it, for like lack of a better word, and I really like that about this one. After that, we get to FICO with Stove God Cooks on the, it's like a hook or like a bridge kind of thing. I was kind of hoping we were gonna get a verse from Stove God, but you know, I still think his contributions here were pretty well done. And then I love what Pharrell did with the instrumental here. This one really knocks. The drums really knock on this one, and that vocal sample so unorthodox and so unique. And Pusha's flow and pocket that he finds. I remember late nights, pissy hallways driving me psycho. Then money wouldn't come fast enough. We was back and forth downstream line, moving weight like lipo. The rest of y'all was stuck in a rut. To maintain that flow and that scheme for as long as he did is just absurd. Like you can scroll all the way down to the end of this verse and he's still got that same scheme and that same flow. He says, heard your man was in there singing for his life. They was calling him maestro because that time heavy can crush. When you pay a brother back like it's layaway, whispering die slow, the last words you hear in the trunk. That is the same scheme and the same flow from the first line. He kept the scheme the whole fucking verse, bro. Shit's hard, bro. And I really do like Stove God Cook's hook. I wish we would have got a verse, but I do like his hook, and I think it fits. And then Malice does the exact same thing that Pusha did. Crazy scheme and a crazy flow, and he maintains it through the entire verse. Mastered this craft, bro. They are legends in the game. They're well aware of it, and they rap like it. I'm loving every minute of it. After that, we get into Inglorious Bastards. Inglorious Bastards is another one that's one of my favorites, man. It's hard not to say that about so many tracks on this album. Absolutely love the instrumental here. I love the horns, the bum, bum, bum. I love that, and I love the hook as well. The Inglorious, victorious, wide body B.I.G. like notorious. I love that hook. And again, bro, like I say on every fucking song on this album, the verses are awesome. I love the catch me in the kitchen where the dope is, with an apron that's wider than the Pope is, spread distribution wide open, now all the smokers call him Moses, hair on browner than baby roaches. The amount of sheer absolutely creative ways that they can talk about pushing is absurd to me, man. There's another point in this album where he says, you might catch me at the stove whipping up that Christmas Eve. And I'm just like, how many different ways can you say it, bro? Like, that in and of itself is impressive, right? Because you know that the coke and the drug talk is metaphor at the same time. Obviously it's meant to be taken literally as well, but obviously it's all metaphor at the same time. But it is just so impressive that you can talk about this in almost every single song, but every single time you make it, you either do it in a creative way that we haven't heard before, or you give it the metaphor like a meaning or a secondary meaning that just makes it sound like you're not talking about the same thing. I'm so incredibly impressed with Pusha T, bro. I'm so incredibly impressed with Pusha T. My 10 favorite rappers of all time are probably set, but man, Pusha, I think, deserves to be talked about. Like, if we're talking about the top 10 rappers of all time, I think Pusha T deserves a mention, and not just deserves a quick one-off, oh yeah, Pusha's dope too. No, we need to talk about Pusha, bro. Like, he is incredibly consistent, one of the best lyricists of all time, and the cadence and the delivery and the nature in which he delivers such incredible bars is so unique. I mean, most people, if they were spitting this nasty shit, they're not going to sound so laid back like he is. He just sounds like the shit's easy for him. Love Inglorious Bastards. Ab Liva or Ab Liva, I don't know which way you say it, but his verse is dope as fuck too. And I love that he brought back the hook and did it himself. But yeah, he fucking killed his feature too. There's not a feature on here that, I mean, the only one that I didn't like love was Dream, but every other feature here I think is so needed, so necessary for their songs, and absolutely showed up, bro. Like, they absolutely did what they were supposed to fucking do. Doing my top 5 from this album is gonna be so fucking hard, bro. It's gonna be so hard. But then we get to So Far Ahead. So Far Ahead is such a interesting song to me. The sample is that there's a choir sample that makes it feel very gospel from an instrumental standpoint. But then Pharrell is doing this like falsetto, like like super choppy like melody for the hook, and he's rapping about Dior slides made of iguana, and just all these ways, whether musically or fashion wise or creatively, just all these different ways that Pharrell is just way far way far in front of everybody else, and they need to catch up. And as soon as motherfuckers do catch up, Pharrell's on to the next thing. That's all this hook is really about. It leans full-fledged into that pretentious concept, but something about it and the way Pharrell sings it just sounds so like comedic and humorous, that it's hard not to love it anyway. And again, I'll say it again, dog. The verses, you shouldn't expect anything other than absolutely elite verses from these two. I also appreciate how the instrumental shifts to from the like choir sample and like real gospel feel into what sounds to me like real synth heavy, and back into that darker kind of sound that's consistent throughout most of the album. I love that the verse has that darker, consistent sound while they're rapping, but then you get to the hook and it has this grandiose gospel, feeling. Really, really, really dope track. Not one of my favorites, but really, really dope track. Then we get to the title track, "Let God Sort 'Em Out" /Chandeliers. So I was really excited for "Let God Sort 'Em Out" /Chandeliers because I had seen the Nas feature and I was so blown away by so many of the features on this album. I just couldn't wait. I was like, Nas has to come correct. Nas did come correct. Nas kind of has a checklist when he rhymes. Like, I'm going to make sure that I'm giving you good rhyme schemes, multi-syllables, internals. Nas kind of has a checklist, and he gives you that checklist. The verse is dope. It's a dope Nas verse. It's not like he mailed it in or anything like that, but it didn't blow me away as much as like Kendrick or Tyler's feature, or even Ab Liva's feature. But nonetheless, bro, to get a verse from Nas at this point in his career, and for it to still be really, really solid, I think is a testament to just to Nas's longevity. And I mean, we already know about Nas's longevity. The King's Disease and Magic series coming at this point in his career in the 2020s, for him to still be releasing albums that are that good on modern production, but still keeping it him. It doesn't feel like it's not Nas. It still feels like it's Nas. Just a real testament to his longevity, and why, if I was making a list of my favorite rappers of all time, Nas sits very firmly at number 2 to me. I think he's one of the best. Prior to Kendrick kind of snatching the crown, I always thought Nas was the GOAT. But I think Kendrick has put in enough to where I'm personally giving that to Kendrick. But Nas is firmly number 2 to me, and I did really enjoy the verse, even though it wasn't. I think my expectations were just too high. I think that's really all it was. Again, Pusha and Malice do their thing, do what they're supposed to do here. And instrumentally, I don't love this instrumental as much as the other ones. Pharrell set the bar so high from a beats standpoint on this album that even really, really good instrumentals like this one just don't quite hit the bar like that he set for himself on this album. That's not a knock on this beat as much as it's a upliftment and a highlight of just how incredible the production is across this entire thing. All right, guys, and so now we're gonna get into the final track, "By the Grace of God." I really love "By the Grace of God." I think it's a perfect way to end this album. The instrumental is really awesome. It has a very like cinematic and like movie ending feeling to this whole song. That vocal sample, it just sounds like a hey, but it's heavily reverbed and it sounds like it might be more than one person. But that sample I think is just really, really cool, and I love the way this thing builds. I love how cinematic it feels. It just allows Pusha and Malice to really, their words to really kind of hold the main focus, but it's not like the instrumental is like playing the background. The instrumental is adding to what Pusha and Malice are doing and how they're thematically closing out this album. And I really, really enjoy Pharrell's hook on this one. Lyrically, "When the crew breaks apart, who takes the charge? You face the cards, I lace the squad. Went from mason jars to crepe tartars. Escape the odds by the grace of God." And so I really love this being the one to end the album, because if you think about Lord Willin', which is their debut project, like that album premise wise is like, we are going to accomplish these things by way of sin, Lord willing, right? Like if God and Jesus allow us to, we are going to reach new heights by way of this dealing of this rapping, Lord willing, right? And so I love this feels like a full circle moment because Lord willing being their debut album, and then having We Escape the Odds by the Grace of God, it's just like a full circle moment. It's bringing back that same premise and saying, back then they were saying, Lord willing, we're gonna do this, and now they're saying, oh my God, we did it by the grace of God. Like Lord did will for us to do this. And I just love that, man. It feels like a whole full circle moment. I absolutely love this one to end the album. I think it's the most cinematic. I think I'm not gonna say the most cinematic. It's one of the most cinematic tracks on the album, and I think it really just ties together everything well. And I love the whole full circle thing of you started with Lord willing and this premise, and now that you are looking back on everything that you've done, you're saying, oh my God, we did it by the grace of God. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Love this whole fucking album, bro. I love this album. I have been playing the shit out of it since that first listen, and I'm going to continue playing the shit out of it probably for the rest of the year, and maybe for the rest of time. Obviously, it's way too early to be calling anything a classic, but I think this stands up there quality-wise with Lord Willin', with Hell Hath No Fury. And I think if given the time and given the proper impact that I think this album will have, I absolutely can see this being the third classic in Clipse discography. And Pusha, when you take Clipse plus Pusha's solo stuff, Pusha's discography is absolutely absurd at this point. Yeah, man, blown away by it. Fucking love this album. Fucking love it. To end things off, this episode probably won't be quite as long as the GNX review, and maybe not as long as the Kanye ranking video. But hopefully I still get a good amount of length for you guys. Hopefully we still get at least 30 minutes. I want to make sure these episodes are sitting anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes. I want to get in that range. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys long form content, deep dive content. I don't want to be giving you, just short little 10-minute reviews. I want to make sure that this is something that if you want to fall asleep to it, you could fall asleep to it. If you're driving on a long commute, you could throw this on and it's going to take up a lot of it. If you're delivering for Amazon, it's another podcast you can throw in your rotation that's going to eat up an hour of your day. I want to be able to provide real long form content for you guys. So hopefully we did at least hit the 30-minute mark on this one. As always with these off the walls and off the press, let's get into my top 5 tracks. It's gonna be tough. Off rip, I can tell you 3 that I know are in there for certain. Chains and Whips is there for certain. POV is there for certain. And Mike Tyson Blow to the Face is there for certain. The other one, there's one more that I'm gonna say is a lock, and that is So Be It. So those 4 are my locks: Chains and Whips, POV, So Be It, and Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. Now it gets hard, bro. Now it gets really hard. So what I'm wrestling with for this 5th spot, Birds Don't Sing. I just love what that song means and what it stands for as the opening. I really like Inglorious Bastards, and I really like By the Grace of God. Okay, guys, I took some time to think, and this probably wouldn't be a song that I pick stand alone, but just as far, considering its place in the album and how it closes the album, and just the feeling that it gives me in the wake of hearing everything else before it, my 5th song, I'm gonna go with By the Grace of God. So my top 5 is Chains and Whips, POV, So Be It, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face, and By the Grace of God. If I had to pick 5, those are the 5 that I'm picking right now at this very moment. At the time of recording this video, could always change. That's gonna do it for the full review. Let God Sort 'Em Out, Clipse, Pusha T, Malice, Pharrell, all the features here. Everybody killed it, man. I was blown away by this on first listen. I still am blown away by it on my, what is it, like probably fucking 7th, 8th, 9th listen at this point. Love it, man. Love it. Please go listen to it if you guys haven't. I'll go ahead and get some plugs out of the way really quick, and then I'm going to go get me some food because I haven't fucking eaten, man. I've been doing a bunch of shit today, and I have not eaten. So let me get a couple of plugs out the way. First things first, guys, go check out all my music. Check out my latest single that dropped with my man Got the Juice, titled Cold. Please go check out any of all three of my full-length projects as well. Michael Kenneth Smith, my debut album. Also check out Las Sombras, which is a lo-fi collaborative mixtape that I made with my homie Marco Hernandez. He's a lo-fi sample-based producer, and that mixtape has just real late night vibes. Go check out Sombras. And Legacy is my other full-length project. It's a concept project. Please go check that one out as well, guys. I'm super proud of all three of those projects, and I'm super proud of the latest single with Juice. And me and Juice have an album slated for next year, so be on the lookout for that. And I have an album slated for this year as well, so be on the lookout for that. That's going to come out probably in October. The goal is October, almost certainly October. The album's almost done, so October should absolutely be the release. Go to kennymossmusic.com. That's where you guys can see all the music. That's where you guys can get the latest on Radio Moss and check out other Radio Moss episodes. The Kanye ranking is up. The GNX review is up. Go check those out. Also on kennymossmusic.com, you guys can subscribe to my mailing list to know when merch is going to be available. I'm working to get merch ready, guys. I'm working to get to the point where I can put some merch items up there, and if anybody wants to buy them, they can. Like I said, if you want my first reaction to this Clipse album, go to my Patreon. The second tier will allow you guys to get the live replay of my first reaction. We last night did a live reaction to Tyler the Creator's Don't Tap the Glass. That is going to be up on my Patreon sometime over either today, the day that you're watching this, and the day that this is released, or it's going to be up the next day. But just check on my Patreon. We should have the Don't Tap the Glass live reaction up there as well. Juice was there for that one, and Chavo was there for part of it. So go watch us react to the new Tyler album. Speaking of the new Tyler album, I have a off the press for the Tyler album coming next Tuesday. So the album review for next Tuesday is going to be the Tyler album. We're going to talk about it. That's going to be the off the press. And that Friday, after I do the review for Don't Tap the Glass, I want to do a Tyler ranking. So next Tuesday, you guys will be getting the Tyler review and then the Tyler ranking that Friday. This Friday, you're going to get a different ranking video. I haven't fully decided what that ranking is going to be yet, but be on the lookout for this Friday to get that podcast as well. And I think that's it, man. I think that's all I got for plugs. I got a single that I'm going to be uploading tomorrow with Belle. She's an up-and-coming artist who just has an absolutely beautiful voice. And so I'm going to be putting that single out that we've had for a while, and I've kind of been sitting on, and it's going to be the lead single to begin the rollout for this album that I have dropping in October. But yeah, guys, be on the lookout for all that stuff. Go check out the stuff that's already out and up, and let me know what you guys think of this Clipse album below. I think it's fucking incredible, and I'm so glad that it exists. I'm so grateful it exists, and I'm so grateful that my ears could hear it, can study it, can learn from it, and it's not only making my life more enjoyable just from having the music to be able to listen to, but I believe it's making my craft, it's fine-tuning my craft, it's sharpening the pen, and I'm always grateful for that. So shout out to PushaT, shout out to Malice, shout out to Pharrell, and everyone else who worked on this album. You guys did an incredible job. It came out even better than I could have expected, and I was already very hyped for it. So awesome job, guys. Awesome fucking job. Love it. I love this album. Strong contender for album of the year. But that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching Radio Moss. Thanks for watching this episode of Off the Press. I'll catch you guys in the very near future. Everybody take care, and peace.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later.
Tell them like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and double like.
Yeah.
See you.